Evo Japan numbers 2025. Elena has been teased and Tekken in shambles. Or is it? Maybe. Oh, and some City of the Wolves stuff is going on too. Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. I'm, of course, your host, Crash. And with me, I've got Static Gorilla in the building holding us down this week. What's going on, sir?
Nothing much. Just getting into frame.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Had to lift up my chair a little bit. I was looking a little Salvatore there.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what that means, but I just wanted to put that in there.
I think you meant Salazar. But yeah, so we're in. This is a new week, new 2 weeks, and new episode this week, guys. We've got plenty to talk about from all different sides of the fighting game scene. It's been some good developments. We're just like a week away from like 2X, the Alpha Lab 2 going out. We got City of the Wolves around the corner. We'll talk about that. And we got some news on things like I said, Elena and such. So let's just jump into it, guys. Right off the rip, let's go with Evo numbers, man. Let's go Evo Japan numbers, excuse me. Let me be correct here. Evo Japan numbers have been posted up. There was even an additional, like apparently one 24-hour extra day that was thrown on there, and that's like 100 extra entries. But for those that aren't aware, Evo Japan has a slew of different games, including some team tournaments as well. We've got King of Fighters 15, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, Guilty Gear Strive, Tekken 8, and Street Fighter 6 being like the main stage. And then we have some additional sub stages or sub games to play. That is Third Strike. It's actually Team 5v5, and then we got Virtual Fighter 5 Revo, also a 5v5 going on there. The numbers are looking good across the board. We'll talk about Street Fighter at the end, but damn, numbers are looking good.
Yeah. Go on. Yeah. I mean,
it's interesting. It's interesting.
Also, this doesn't include the side games. There are Marvel heads that are heading out there to play some Marvel 3.
Yeah. There's definitely some more. It's what it's done is something really interesting that I kind of see happening. I kind of see that it may potentially be a trend in the future when it comes to taking your trips to go to the big tournaments.
Yeah.
For competing, but let's just get through some of the numbers here. So we've got a couple of games that are going to be finishing up on day 2. By the way, this is going on from the 9th to the 11th of May. Day 2 is going to be the 10th. Duh. And we've got King of Fighters 15 at 294 entrances. We're going from bottom to top in terms of entries.
Still pretty healthy, to be honest.
It's still healthy. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, King of Fighters 15 still solid. 300-man bracket basically right there. Not a bad look in any way, shape, or form. I mean, obviously, City of the Wolves around the corner as well. That's a good one. Kind of has people ready to go into that, even though it is, a different game. It's not it's not team based. There's no 3v3. It is 1v1. But a lot of the same characters that you know and love are going to be in there.
Comes out in 10 days, so I'm sure they didn't have enough time to put it in.
Yeah. Also, it makes sense. Might be the last hurrah on this side. 15 in the meantime. Grand Blue, 481. Also incredibly solid. I haven't checked what it was previously for this one, actually. I meant to check for this. I did check it for Street Fighter for specific reasons, because I was just trying to compare the actual differences there, because there was quite a bit of a tweak. We'll get to that number in a bit, but I think Grand Blue overall should be up.
To be honest, it's kind of surprising. So, I mean, that's good that it's up. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it's the popularity maybe dwindling in Japan. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like maybe people don't travel for the game,
Yeah, it could be that. I lied. It's actually down.
Gone down.
Sorry, my bad. It's down 7 I think that's 760 right there. Is that 3 people? 761 previous Evo Japan. Now at 481. So it's about like a 25% drop, but hey, it's still solid. Can't really, blame them. They have a whole slew of new characters coming out for the season pass, so that's going to be good. Those numbers are going to get bumped up in the future. But hey, 41 still solid no matter what. Strive, 693, right in the middle of the whole pack. I think Strive is also down. I think we're going to see a trend of a lot of these are going to be down, minus Street Fighter, actually.
Yeah.
So 890 for Strive. Last year's to 693. not bad. That's like about a 10-15% drop. It's still solid.
Where'd you get 890?
It says 890 entrances.
Last year's? Oh, my bad.
Last year's, yes. Okay. Last year's was 890 to this year's 693.
Yeah.
Tekken 8. There was one for Evo Japan, right? Or was it? Yeah, I'm about to say, like, no, Tekken's been out long enough.
Tekken February 8, of last year.
Yeah, so it was like right after, like literally 2 months after. 1247. Ooh. Down 979. Once again, that was like about a 25-30% difference there.
Mind you, this is before season 2 patch. So
yeah.
I wonder how many DQs there'll be.
Exactly. Those day one DQs. Got to keep an eye out on those start.gg's, man. The page for that is going to be crazy when you see all the DQs across the board as to how many people actually progress. Yeah, season 2 is it's definitely a smoke signal from Bandai Namco. We might get into it a little bit later. We'll see. But yeah, I don't think, of all the numbers here, I think that's the one that's like not really going to be the truest. It might actually even be below Guilty Gear at this point.
Now, before getting to Street Fighter, before getting to Street Fighter, do you want to go to Substage first?
Yeah. Let's keep the Substage. Third Strike, 355 entrances. Once again, this is a 5-on-5, so that's actually 71 teams signed up, which is awesome. 71 teams across the board, killer. And then Revo, Virtual Fighter 5, 420, just plays. With 84 teams there. Once again, also a 5-on-5. Bigger numbers than Street Fighter. Coming in pretty good.
That's surprising. No, definitely. This is Japan. This is a Japanese. Japan plays Virtual Fighter. But at the same time, it's a game that it's gotten a recent update, hasn't had a new game in a long time. Obviously, we're back in the hype for it. But the patch might have answered some questions that OGs want to play, get back into it. And it's a 5v5 for that much interest, for that many people to have that many teams. That's a healthy environment. Absolutely.
Yeah, so can't be mad at that at all.
Also, I believe Max had, I don't know if it was Twitch Rivals or it was just a TNS stream. I know TNS was co-streaming it with Maximilian, and they had about 200 plus entrants. Yeah. We had Virtual Kazama, one of our listeners in the Discord. Shout out to join us in the Discord. He entered, I believe. And so yeah, there is interest. Virtual Fighter is back.
Do you see the name? One of the names he dropped that he's like, oh, I'm never gonna lose to this person, or I'm trying not to lose to this person. Did you notice that name? And I'm like, I meant to ask if it's the same one who I'm thinking of, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was. He says, 5 years later in Crazy Junks, Shun still gives me problems, and I should not be losing to John Nitty.
John Nitty?
John Nitty.
Wow. Hot dog man.
Hot dog man. Yeah, y'all know, if y'all been to tournaments enough, you know the one cat that's wearing a hot dog suit at these tournaments for years.
What's funny is
John Nitty. Shout outs to him.
That means Virtual Kazama's an OG.
Yeah, he knows. He knows cool. For sure. That was so funny. I read that. I was like, yo, is it the John Nitty? That's pretty damn funny.
I first met John Nitty I met him at every tournament, but at the break usually in Injustice One Days. He said, yeah, your Nightwing is good. He does the Tommy Lees. I'm like, oh God. The fact that I know exactly what he means is just because he's a drummer.
Drumsticks. Yeah, he's a drummer. Yeah, there we go. I was like, what?
I'll never forget that conversation. That's like the first time I ever heard Nightwing being referred to as Tommy Lee. But go on.
Oh, man. So, yeah. And then last but not least, of course, actually, it's quite the opposite. It's the most. Street Fighter 6. That one's coming in strong with 6,653 entrances. No, this is not team-based, ladies and gentlemen. This is all individual people coming out. You cannot say Capcom has not been pushing its way, at least in Japan, with Street Fighter 6's growth. The way it's been able to get connected with organizations like Crazy Raccoons and such out there doing some events, just throw off events. The bigger named streamers that are playing it, like FPS Shaka and such, constantly on, thousands of people watching for that. Has definitely been putting in work, and Street Fighter has just made it's definitely been holding it down over in Japan. Only one on this list that has gone up. The previous Evo Japan's numbers, 5,089. So we're talking well over 1,000 more entrances this year than they were last year. Just shows. I mean, it helps when you've got Japanese teams and such winning Capcom Cup and all, right? Like it kind of makes you want to root for home.
I just got breaking news.
Oh,
all of everyone mains my. No,
yeah, I can see that. No, for real though. I wonder how much Mai we will get represented.
But not just that. Like, what is selling the game right now for them after already 2 years that more people want to play? Is it the amount of exhibitions that they've been having? Maybe even Capcom Cup itself being in Japan. Maybe brought in a lot more people from locally that were watching. Because at the first couple of days of Capcom Cup, there was nobody really there. But then the finals day, it was
packed.
They were clubbing in there, you know. So I don't know. Like I don't know. Hey, listen. Sometimes I just don't feel like playing Street Fighter, and Japan obviously feel like they want to play Street Fighter. You know,
they can't get enough of it. Yeah, I mean, the season pass or the season of fighters is coming to a close, right? With Elena around the corner too, so hype is pretty up there with what we got. They've just been doing things right. Capcom has just been doing it right over there. So I can't see any reason. I'm not really surprised. I can't really look at this and go like, oh, that's new. Not really. Street Fighter's been on a tear.
And I have no idea what kind of space they were dealing with. Like, that's my thing. Like when we went, mind you, when we went,
very
it was like
first one.
It was like a little, like, I don't know what to call it. Like
it was like a part of a mall, right? Yeah, remember that? Like we were above like the jump force or jump star freaking exhibition thing, and it was just like, what? Where are we? And it looked very not barren, but it was like it wasn't crazy, right? It was just like a lot of space, and it was still tight.
Right, and I think it was low ceilings too. It was like a drop.
It was
ceiling.
low ceiling.
So I was like, oh, what is this? We're playing cards here? Like, is this a TCG event?
It was compact as hell until you got to like the stage where it actually opened up a little bit more.
But anyway.
6,653 entrances just on Street Fighter alone.
Yeah,
crazy.
Have we ever seen something go up like that?
I don't think so. I mean, Evo's numbers, we're assuming Evo's numbers are going to also go up, regular Evo's numbers. I don't know about how Evo France is going to be, but because there's not going to be really anything to compare it to previously, right?
Yeah. No, that's another point, because not so many people are traveling, mostly because they've got their own Evos for each sort of area.
But the thing is, what's funny about this is that, like, you know, what I foresee is that these the tournaments, the big tournaments, they need to also kind of like, I feel like you're gonna get more people in when it's like they're kind of like destination areas,
right? As
well, because people are trying to get more value out of just going to Japan to then play in a tournament, and right, they're probably trying to, you know, they see a more value to go there and also have a trip at the same time. Like, fuck it, if I'm gonna go,
right,
might as well go to this one, right?
That's why I went to the
France
first
might
one.
also end up being good. Yeah, same.
That's why we went to the first one. I mean, y'all went for 2 weeks. I went for 4 days, but I mean, I still got what I felt like was my money's worth. I was freaking in Japan, dude.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Like, yeah, that's why it's really interesting to see the numbers. Because I want to see how much international play is going to be going on there. Because I mean, it's a free tournament still. Like, you're not paying to get in. It's still under the Japanese laws, right? Where it's under gambling, so you're not paying to get in. So free entry and everything. So why the hell not? Speaking of DQs, you're gonna see a good slew amount of them. Maybe not as much as Tekken. We'll see. We'll see how it ends up being. But Street Fighter feeling really, really good. Being the second, only beating out everything else Evo except for the first year. It actually did better than last year's Evo.
Wow. That's what I'm
Those
saying.
Are higher numbers than last year's Evo.
Staggering.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Also free. Also free.
Also free. I'll give you that. Once again, we did
compared to this other Evo we talked about.
We did our breakdown. We did our breakdown before as the cost of competing when it comes to Evo. Go check that out. But yeah, for free. I mean, you say free, but hey, you know, you're still taking a trip. But at the same time, trip's pretty worth it.
Listen,
going to Japan, man, as you said.
I want you to know, and I want listeners to know, I still haven't registered for Evo. I have the jacket sitting right there, okay? Oof. But I don't even.
Bro, yeah, that early bird has flown the coop. You're gonna be paying money. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. But I just know that what we're doing is that we're gonna be going to this ad break real quick. When we get back, guys, we've got last week's poll to get through, and then we've got some City of the Wolves to talk about. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Evo Japan's just 1 short month away, less than a month away, actually, coming up. So those numbers are looking tight. If you guys are going, let us know. We want to make sure to tag us on at Double Tap FGC on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it, Blue Sky, or hit us up on our Discord. Want to hear from you guys that are the world warriors out there traveling to go enjoy some of these destination tournaments, have some fun. In the meantime, though, we asked you guys last week, City of the Wolves. It's been shaping up, right? The second beta, the added beta that happened to kind of help fix on things like the netcode and all. Has been was done, so we had to ask you guys: is City of the Wolves the strive of the SNK games? More people are getting into it. More people are looking to try it out, and like I said, jump into it and play, which is great. The more players that can kind of cross-pollinate is a great thing. But we're thinking it's kind of like the same as to like what happened with Strive, right? Like Strive has been the mainstream, the most mainest of stream that Guilty Gear has ever been in the history of its history. To the point that, we even have an animated show that's been going on right now. Episode 2, I think, just ended up showing up on Crunchyroll. Haven't checked it out yet.
I haven't either. No spoilers.
Future. No spoilers, please. But yeah, so we're thinking, hey, make City of the Wolves, especially because of its gameplay, its looks, overall positive, talk about it, minus a couple things that we're about to get into, is looking to be a great game to kind of catapult SNK more into the mainstream. So we asked you guys that question: is City of the Wolves the strive of the SNK games? We had a 28% for maybe, 34%, 34.3 for no, with a 37.5% for saying yes. So really close. It was just slightly divided. I believe it was actually on the Discord where it kind of pushed a little bit more to the yes. I know Twitter was just dead even across the board. But yeah, so it's like they're saying probably yes, a little bit ahead of that. That's what I think. It's a little divided because it is still, kind of a niche within the niche in terms of the brand itself. Like everyone knows Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, like those kinds of things. Like to get SNK like to that level, like outside of your Andy, your Terrys, your Mai's, right, that have been kind of going around. It's just a little bit ahead saying yes. So I think I'm in that camp. I believe I voted for yes actually myself. So I think it is going to end up pushing it to kind of Strive levels of mainstream, especially if the gameplay continues to do good. If we get some memorable matches early on, if we get good competition, I think it'll cement itself. The other way it's going to cement itself is just the way that they're deciding to go with some of these characters that they're releasing, right? So we had a Evo exhibition showcase going on like over the weekend over at OS Studios in New York. Was it OS? Yeah, it was OS.
Yes, it was OS.
It was OS New York, and there was a bunch of different players that showed up there, and a build of the game that included Ronaldo, it included Salvatore, the DJ, and I think it was actually just like the full game at this point. But with the newest character that got announced with Hokutomaru, which is a pretty long-standing character. He's been around for quite some time. Now that I think about it,
I mean, he was in Goro, but I was looking at the character list, and I'm like, literally last week I was looking at the character list that are local, and I'm like, where are all these characters? Like, first I was like, I can't stand Ronaldo. It's just whatever. But then I realized the gracefulness of Salvatore.
Oh yeah. So want to talk about that?
But no. So, we can start with Hokutomaru, which I saw the trailer and I didn't expect. I mean, the trailer they showed it at the Evo event.
Yeah.
And I like recorded. I was like, hey, my brother, let me see. And he's like, he has no idea who Hokutomaru is. And then I realized I didn't either. I saw that he was doing all these moves.
How do you not know?
I'm like, is Hokutomaru
boy over here?
Is he doing Andy's moves? Oh my god, he's doing my moves. Is he their child?
Elbow and stuff. Yeah, he's his copy, folks.
I don't know if he's a child or is he just a trainee or
he's 16 and from what it says here for this game, he was 14 in Mark of the Wolf, so it's been a 2-year gap. But yeah, he is Andy's. He is, as of right here, saying he is Andy's disciple. Excuse me. Okay. So that would explain why there is some mix. But his fighting style is considered to be an amalgamation of Andy and Mai's fighting styles. He uses Andy's Kuodan and Mai Shinui's weapon throwing. That's what it states there. Anyway, but yeah. So he's the ninja. He's the ninja.
Right.
He's got the double jump. He's got some. He's got projectile game. He's got some good moves. We got to see Nitro. I believe it was Nitro that picked them up during the exhibition, and he was playing them. to show him off. Potent. He's got some good buttons. He's got a good DP. I think it was, as a matter of fact, I think it was Yurikov that did a really good tweet breaking down his strengths, what works very well with him off the rip, because Yurikov is about that KOF life. He is about that SNK life. As much as he has a really good
Rose,
oh my god,
Street Fighter 4?
No. Oh my god, why am I blanking on her name? Dagger.
Milia?
Air Dagger. Milia, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I'm thinking my, because I'm like SNK mode, but I'm like, no, it's with an M. Yeah, Milia. He might have a nasty Milia there too, but my man does bleed for SNK. Like I said, he has a really good tweet out there that breaks it down, just his overall strengths and all. So go check that out when you have the chance. But yeah, wasn't the only character there. We got to see gameplay for both Ronaldo and for Salvatore. What do you know about Salvatore?
Bro, he has grown on me. His swag in every one of these promotional videos has been so funny. It's been so cool. Granted, he's the goofiest looking person in the game. But despite that, like, I've been looking him up, like the one video where he's punching everything. Funny. But he's a hero in all of his videos. Yeah, the grandma. But like they used that, and then my favorite. Did you see Fight Dirty? Have you seen that trailer yet? Oh
the latest one, with Ronaldo?
No, there's an anime. No, Salvatore in an anime video of his own music.
Oh no,
it is so badass. It is. Anyway, but besides that, his gameplay. Yeah, his gameplay. Like you said, his videos are like, I've seen like clips of his videos. Yeah, and like I made a note when I was watching the exhibition. I was like, man, like, it's just like Ronaldo and Salvatore were like throwing me off. Ronaldo more, like just the way his character movements was throwing me off. We'll get into that a little bit. But Salvatore was funny because he was throwing me off too. But when you looked at his moveset and just realized how just weird he is, it fits. And for me, it was also growing on me. I was like, okay, I can kind of accept it more. I know the backlash was like, why are you putting all these real life people in here? Right. This, that, and the other. But you know what? They really leaned in for him, and it really is what he just portrays in his work. I'd like to see if somebody maybe makes a video of where all the references are from, like if they're in each of his videos a certain reference.
Oh yeah, obviously, I think I've seen. Oh yeah, I've seen a couple. I've seen a couple that people are like, yo, all these things are just from his music videos.
Yeah, because the flailing thing is like ridiculous. Meza said, Meza told me at our local, he's like, you just like him because he has the Slayer kicks. I'm like, shut up, no, that's not it. But no, I like him because his videos are dope, and he has like, even in the promotional piece they put out today, he had more, sorry kids, aura than Ronaldo did in that Ronaldo Salvatore face off.
Well, man, you so hip.
I know, right?
You so hip.
No, I'm about to break a hip.
You gonna show up in a jumpsuit to tournament when you play him?
Adidas, yeah. But no, so like, yeah, I think he. So I mean, you're not gonna act like they don't already have like goofier characters in old KOF games. Like was it Chin, the short guy that trained Terry? I think his trainer. The short dude that does the flips in like KOF 14 and 15. Yep. No, 13 and 14. And then you have what else was it? Your yawn took me out. So
I had someone kind of debate me that like Joe is like a joke character. I don't know if he's a joke character as he is Joe, Muay Thai Joe.
Yeah. I'm just bewildered.
Like, but more is like his attitude's just like not serious.
But he is Fatal Fury. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. City of the Wolves, to me, if it's reflecting Garou felt very serious. Yeah. Whereas this one is obviously a bit more South Towny, playful, city-like. Yep. So, I mean, maybe we'll see what the actual sort of theme of the game sort of is after a couple months. But I'm halfway there, man. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'm burnt out about some things. I just don't. Yeah, I don't. That kind of took me out when they put in like maybe it's trying to go too mainstream, like forcing it. And I felt like that last promotional video of Salvatore and Ronaldo facing off against each other. I'm like, I'm still stuck on what I said 2 weeks ago. But like, who's this game for?
You know? Yeah, it's definitely been interesting, the choices that SNK has been going for. I mean, this is where kind of like the conversations have been going in the community. And like, I want to premise this before we even get into it. If you like the game, play the game.
Yeah.
There's nothing there's no, opinions of others should not in generally sway you in your life.
Even
and your
picking
decisions.
characters. Like
Even picking
I don't pick
characters,
Guile
like-
because my friend doesn't like him. I don't care. I'm gonna pick Guile anyway.
Exactly. So I just want to put that premise out there. Like that's how we're on that side of the fence. Don't really care. Play what you like. Support what you like. Cool. But you know, City of the Wolves has been just under quite a bit of pressure in a couple of different angles. For one, yes, the choices of the characters are like, hey, there's one thing to like put real life characters in, which is like, you know, not unheard of. It's been done before. But it's like to make them like part of the base roster versus just having them as like this extra free DLC you could throw on the side. Like, sure, go with that. When those could have been to legacy characters, right? Because at the end of the day, that's like what we're there to play with. Are these over the top characters? Like, don't get me wrong, Ronaldo's Oki and the ball stuff that Diaphone was showing during the showcase looks potent, looks dirty. Set play it, sign me up. I'm for it. Right?
One of the best players of all time, by the on Violent Kane.
Oh yes.
That's the man.
So you know, people are like, you know, they're a little back and forth, right? Because there's like some history with Ronaldo and some previous scandals and shit. To the point that, you know, it's gotten cats like Maximilian on the radar about it, where he's like canceled his sponsorships that he had lined up with for City of the Wolves, right? Because they're going to be doing a big marketing push. They're already doing it now, which having cats like I Show Speed with KSI, right? And the boxing match that they're promoting too. Like, it is just hitting everywhere, right? Like SNK's got this money, right? They're getting that fund. They have that funding, the ownership of, you know, SNK is, right? They've got the money to burn. They can do that. They've got the connections, and clearly they're leaning on it to kind of just put City of the Wolves out there in front of everybody in whatever means possible. Now, with that, it's just gotten people, you know, up in arms about it, where it's like, well, you know, there's a good part to this and a part that people have problems with. The good part is obviously we're getting promotion. There's possible funding that's going on. It's pushing the community forward in a sense of like esports and or more organized play and maybe potentially some good payouts and this, that, and the other. But it's like companies really pushing forward on that. On the other side, it's like you stated earlier, Static was like, who's this game for? Like, are we gonna get rid of that and then like you go that path to only remove identity, the grassroots, like who we're here for? I mean, not to say the grassroots are gonna go anywhere. I know people are dooming and glooming like crazy. Like, you know, like I said, as long as people like it, they're gonna play it. Like that doesn't matter. That attitude doesn't change. But then, you know, people are like, oh, if you're supporting this, you're supporting a you know, the allegations that happened with Ronaldo a couple years back, which is what like one of the things like Max has gone ahead. I don't know if he directly referenced it, but I think he was standing on moral ground as to why. Because yeah, it hurts. Yeah, he is talking about that to a degree. So he's like hitting on his moral ground. I'm like, listen, like I just don't want to take money for this due to this. Which I'm like, okay, that's great, unbelievable, and I have no problem with him doing that. But it's like so back and forth. It's like, okay, we're going to that stand here. I'm like, is he now not gonna play the game and like make money off of it anyway that way? Like, it doesn't does it really matter where it's coming from right now? Like, if you're still going to support it, which is why it's tricky, because like, you know, I just said a little bit ago, like, hey, if you like it, support it, right? Support if you love it, so that way it can keep on getting put in front of people. It's just this fucking really weird like situation where there's like a morality clause to this shit on whether or not you want to play the game. Once again, I don't think this is a majority thing, but it's, you know, people yelling on Twitter, you know, places like Twitter and the internet, once it gets enough momentum, it's going to be in front of like so many people and it gets skewed out the wazoo. But yeah, it's just a very weird situation the game's put itself in. With, like I said, the choices that have gone down. But, you know, I think this is like how you just learn. This is how you like get put in these situations and you get some lessons learned from it. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
So there was something that happened about when he was announced, Ronaldo was. Something that came through was apparently that there were allegations of sorts. But of course, from years ago, okay, that's fine. That not fine, obviously. What I'm trying to say is fine is that there was a tweet that I saw that I shared with a friend shared with me, and they're just like, I will not let anyone use this character at my tournament. And I was just like, well, I mean, that's sort of hampering like something that's already been played in the game. So I think that's a different story. So what I'm trying to get to is that you shouldn't hamper the game itself. I mean, already when you're buying the game, you're buying the game. If you're gonna get the game, you're buying the game. It's already gonna go where it's gonna go. But sure, I think what Max is doing, where it's like, if he were to, whatever this Reddit post, whether it's real or not, if he were to bring in more publicity to said person in that way. So if there was another, like some sort of like different promotional thing he was doing, let's say with Ronaldo, and it was bringing negative publicity, let's say to his audience or to his
brand and such,
then that's definitely kind of different. Sort of like what Sonic Fox did with the guy that wanted to sponsor him, the rapper. Sonic Fox didn't.
Waka Flocka.
Yes, Sonic Fox didn't want to work with him because he leaned a certain way. That is Sonic Fox's way of saying, well, I don't want to work with him because it's not my brand. And that's perfectly fine if he didn't want to or not. And I don't think there's even we don't hear any drama about it now. No, either.
No, it's just interesting that it's like developed to this, like, just like in a span of, once since beta 2, like there was nothing wrong to be said about the game. Now that then these announcements and this and that, now it's like gotten people all up in arms about it. I'm like, I feel like we're just wound a little too tight. We just gotta let a little bit air out. It's okay.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's just games, and we're choosing to play. No one's putting a gun to your head and making you play, right? Like, it is your choice, and that's okay if you choose to or choose not to. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of other KOF games you can play. My recommendation would be 13. If you're trying to play a Mark of the Wolves, you only got one other game to try out, so that's about it. But I would recommend 13. So it's just an interesting situation, which leads me to this week's question of the week is, how much should a developer's funding or casting choices impact your willingness to compete or support a game? Let us know. We're going to be posting this up in our Discord as well as on our social media platforms, on YouTube and all that. And we'll follow up on the next episode with the answers you guys get for us. I think we got a little bit of time before we hit the break. Let me double check. You got a little bit of time. Not to say it's not an important topic. We're just like slowly diving into it. Bro, what is going on with Tekken?
Yeah, man.
Holy smokes, man. Like, talk about like just Leroy's levels of like failure on Bandai Namco's end as to like the direction people are trying to tell them to go to. I'm just trying to understand what's going on here. Like, pro players are just like not about it. I haven't seen so many tweets about like, yo, just don't play the game. I hated every moment I was playing around. I just went outside to touch grass and I felt better than ever. Like, motherfuckers are like, just leave. Like, actually, I didn't get a chance to check out the Steam charts this one, but I saw those trending charts, man. When and the reviews, someone made it like, it looks like Anna's haircut. It goes like this, then pew down, son. I was like, yo, what is happening right now? That season 2 patch and Anna is not looking too hot. Taking a peek right now. Mixed reviews at 54%. About 3,000 people in it. Normally is rocking more around 7 or so thousand. Let me just take a peek as to how it was. Yeah, it peaked when season 2 was up, and it more or less it's actually right now kind of trending on a lower average than it was beforehand. So people are trying it, then they're not digging it. Yeah, dude, holy crap! How polarizing that patch has been so far. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard so many like different like takes on it. It's just like people are like, oh, should I get back into the game? And it's like, yeah, just pick Jack and do this. And I'm like, is it really gonna be that simple? And like this sort of conversation just sort of brought it to like other games, and like it's almost like this response has been a detriment to other games. as well.
Yeah.
Just so people can be like, wow, they messed up. Let's see how bad Street Fighter messed up. Let's see how bad this game messed up. And then everybody started talking about how all the games are aggressive and like how Fatal Fury has this more aggressive tendency. And granted, everybody's been talking about aggressive play, but not to this level. Like, it's just been about, let's complain about what we complain about. Then Cloud put out a tweet about how Cloud then put out a tweet about like what's a game that not everyone is upset at that's theirs, and like I'm like, I don't know, Brawlhalla. Like, nobody complains about Brawlhalla, and they're always online. Like, apparently they have like the highest player base out there.
30,000 average.
Right.
Is like what they do, man. Like, yeah, it's easily 5 times this. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the one thing I'll say, the best thing that's come out of all this, like, once again, I hope the issues get fixed. There's even modders out there getting rid of like heat engage and such, like getting rid of that stuff so that way it just plays like Tekken, as they say. There's like footage all over the place about it. It's really cool. And the funniest thing that's come out of this has been like kind of a cross community thing where like they're trying to explain to like Street Fighter players, I'm explaining to you what the hell happened in Tekken, but in Street Fighter terms. So like, imagine Akuma was plus on this. Now, instead of +2, now he's +8. Now he has a 3-way mix that he gets from this now, and he's positive on this too. It's like, oh my god, like why would they? Yeah. It was so funny because it was just a way to kind of help communicate what that issue is. Because seeing, someone that doesn't really play the game, like we've checked out patches, we've played previous Tekkens, right? Not the most knowledgeable, but I can read a patch note and read some patch notes and be like, okay, that's kind of dangerous, right? Like 11 frames, 13 frames, like those are the numbers you're looking at, not just like 2, 4 or whatever, right? It's game dependent. But man, oh man, it has been hilarious to see on subreddits, like, for my Street Fighter players, I'm explaining how it happened with Tekken. For my MK players, I'm explaining what happened to Tekken, and they're using examples from their other games to kind of prove the point. And it's just been hilarious to read up on, until you realize, like, damn, this is like all what's really happening. Like, this is true. This is the game y'all playing right now. Rough. I think it's already been stated by Bandai Namco that there'll be some sort of emergency patch or another patch coming up. Hopefully I'm not making that up and mixing it with maybe one that happened post Anna launch, because DLC characters, they tend to have like a quick hot fix or two. That happened. Like Venom is the perfect example, because the latest like kind of hot fix that happened was just really touching weird glitches that happened with him.
But it's almost like it's just been, again, it just goes back to that, oh yeah, we'll fix it defensively. That one line, fixing defensively, becomes more aggressively, and it's you gotta be more transparent. Like the backyards, and granted, by the way, Harada has been, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot here, I want to say with 7, he was pretty transparent. I mean, he's the one that started Harada's bar, and then they had all the roundtables during the pandemic that they were having on Zoom calls. So they were all being transparent, and I don't know. It's just this time, it's just not feeling the same way.
One of the things that it's funny enough hearing is that like this is the first Tekken that they've had like not had an arcade release for.
Oh, good point.
Like it was referenced somewhere. They're like they were expecting like issues like this because they didn't have like the arcade scene to kind of like get the feedback from and then move it on to console where there was the bigger market. But I'm just kind of like
Tekken 7 was at 2 Evos as an arcade.
Oh yeah, before that shit made it into the States even.
Right.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's just interesting as to where it's at and like what the position is. Hopefully we get some more transparency as to what the plans are, because like I said, it's depressing to see pro players, man. These are people that are like, this is their job, live and breathe this shit, and they're having a hard time. Like, I get it. So, it's pro play. Pro play is different from your casual play. Casual players don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just having fun, which is, once again, A-okay with me. You get my, straight up thumbs up for that. But it doesn't just bode well when you're trying to bring in or translate those casuals or those that are maybe at the cusp to come into that when they're hearing the pros are like not having it. What makes you think they're going to feel like they will? Yeah, it's pretty wild. Hopefully that gets resolved sometime soon, because yeah, like it's not a good look when it's your first character of season 2 and you're kind of taking a dump on everybody. Like, people are gonna remember. Might take a shower later, but they gonna remember. Just like how I'm remembering that we gotta go to this quick ad break. When we get back, we're gonna be checking out the Elena teaser trailer as she's around the corner. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, and we're in the home stretch, guys. We're back. Got some Elena to check out. But before we do, we actually have a question of the week from last week to get through, because guess what? Next week it's coming up. This weekend, you know, the Easter, that time of the year. 2XKO Alpha Lab 2 is coming up. Yeah, that's really important. Sorry, bro. Yeah. The Alpha 2 Lab is
oh my, you're right.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, Lord.
Yeah, it's happening. And we talked about, you know, the changes, the things that went down last week, and we posted up about it. We asked you guys, how did you guys feel about 2XKO's launch status? You know, the 10XKO, right? There's only 10 characters at launch. Less than what they initially were even envisioning with 14. There was like footage and old graphics that stated that they wanted to do 14. Clearly they want to get this out the door, but they are kind of like focusing on things like what seems like quality over quantity right now, right? They're making sure it's polished before it goes out, because you could always add characters, right? But you don't want to. It's hard to make you can't make a second first impression. It's a first impression for a reason for a lot of people. So they want to come out the gate. Sure, if it's less characters, that's fine. But let's see how it is. But we got That's the Omen here. A little bit of an essay, but you know, we'll get through it. The changes I'd make would be to appease the casual audience more. I wouldn't launch it without a single player mode for new players to enjoy. Making it more accessible, but only having online CPU matches is a tough sell. I get that it's free to play, but to see the fruition of what it brings, they need time. I'm worried this game will not retain relevant player base to make it worth investing further resources for Riot. Legend of Runeterra was a game I played. Legend of Runeterra is the card game. I played from launch until death. Compared to other card games, it was the best card economy. You cannot make it. You cannot make all or even a couple of meta decks for Hearthstone, Marvel Snap, or MTG Arena, etc. while being primarily free to play. Legends of Runeterra you could easily. The lack of characters are another weak point. Even if you played League for years, there's a chance you'll never touch all or most of these champions. League is role-based, and within those roles you have subtypes. Example, support, you only have tanky frontline like Braum. We also have enchantresses and mages. This goes for all roles. This is anecdotal, but of like 8 of my friends that play League, only 1 of them has their main in the starting roster. I'm trying to sell this game to my non-FGC friends, but they're making it difficult right now. Damn, that's a salesman right there too. And he's talking on all fronts. He's got friends that are League players and they only see like one character from, you know, their mains that they want to play, and they're actually maybe on, and difficult for non-FGC players to get into, which is kind of tough because that was the whole point of the game, right? It's supposed to be a beginner friendly, jump right in. You shouldn't think twice about it. But you know, even in casual conversation, that's tough. It's kind of difficult. Let me see. Sensho says, I know how much work they put into each character, but I think this is a classic case of obsessing over something. It's great that fighting game players designed this game, but only having 10 characters for a tag fighter is really rough, especially considering how long they have been working on it. Honestly, I don't see this game making it in the eyes of Riot. There will be a giant load of players in the beginning, not only because it's free, but it's also because it is where the LoL arcane setting. However, we all know how the gatekeeping our games are, So people will have a rude awakening after doing the tutorial section and going online. Don't see people sticking around only for skins and whatnot. It's tough. Yeah, like we did talk about it. It's you know, single player content is also very important. I think maybe there's a chance to expand on things like the lobby system more, because it's a really great spot for people in like Street Fighter 6. You see it all the time, like the casuals and the ranks, like you can go in between them, but people are there interacting, having fun, letting their avatars be just complete monstrosities, but like no one cares. It's like whatever, like you troll, it is what it is. You don't see that right now, and it's like that's like an appealing part to it, is that kind of sense for it for someone that's coming in. You're not seeing it at the moment with 2XKO, and like it's real difficult. So you're only gonna have so much runway, right, before people kind of start losing interest. Let alone like the hardcore people are gonna go. Like a hardcore will go, but like we're talking about the casual audience that we want to keep.
The
we want them to go and do those microtransactions or those skins in order to actually support the game, and then with the goal of becoming a competitor and actually now kind of moving on and leveling to that up, because now we have new blood coming in, right? Like that's the goal. But if it's difficult just from the beginning, it's not gonna bode well.
Makes me think, are they gonna add a block button? You okay?
I hope not. No, I'm thinking about it. I was like, man, a block button? Like, I hope not.
Like, I just constantly think of Yasuo just crossing people up, and people were like, how do I deal with that? And it's just like, you have to block the other way. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. It's like pray. Just like in regular league, just pray, just hope. You know what it is. It's not different there. We appreciate you guys that took the time to write out some crazy messages for that. Thank you very much. Once again, if you haven't already, you guys can check out our Discord. We'll be posting up about it later at the end of the episode. Join in so you can get involved in the question of the week and things like that, and the weekly polls, as well as just talking shop right there in our Discord. But let's get into some Elena. So we don't have gameplay yet, but we did get a trailer, right? We got the World Tour trailer that is, pretty par for the course now, and all the DLC where you get to see an actual in-game render of the character. Well, kind of. You kind of get the World Tour render, right? Sometimes it tweaks just enough, but it should be pretty damn close.
The World Tour renders have a history of being kind of ugly.
A little tweak, a little tweaked out. But we got that intro of like right when you meet her as a master, where you could take her, be under her wing, and it was great. It was actually a really dope video. Cool. I loved the presentation of it. I hate her barber. But I think it was still sick. Like seeing her actually, do her capoeira, I was just like, oh my god, there we go. There's the girl. Yeah. There's Queen right there. Potentially maybe even some moves already that we can see that she might already have confirmed, possibly. But yeah, Elena, but she looks good. I like what they're doing with her at the moment. It has me just really wondering about this kit, man. I'm assuming we're gonna get something hopefully this week or so. I mean, her announcement has been shown. She's gonna be coming out. Was it June 6th? I believe it's June 6th on her release. Let me see.
I believe it's June 5th. I believe the 6th is the anniversary of the game, but it's also the same date as the Switch release.
Yes. It's gonna be coming out. Wait, is it May or June? Hold on.
June 5th. The Fighters. The entire Fighters collection.
Okay, yeah.
Fighters Edition, it's called.
Which lines up with, the Switch too. You thought those numbers were crazy before. A lot of people are going to start taking Street Fighter 6 on the go. And Elena's going to be part of that from the beginning. But yeah, she looks really good. So as far as, like I said, in the cinematic, maybe it's some potential glimpses into her moveset already, because she has like the the breakdancing windmills. She's got the overheads, they're kind of showing it there already. But that's also kind of like normal capoeira stuff. She's pretty much like locked into that. So
my problem is that it's just too far. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's spring. It's not springtime. It's June. It's like that's too far away." And I mean,
it is summer.
Akuma came out the same week as Combo Breaker last year, and so did the second patch. So the major patch, I mean.
The major patch.
So I mean, it's a weird time frame. I don't get it.
Yeah, well,
sorry,
you know what?
I don't know. I don't think we're going to get a trailer maybe this month. We're probably going to get it in May.
Yeah. I mean, if it's June, then I would say May. And you know what? A part of it, it does suck. It's a little bit far. But at the end of the day, they're trying to line this up for business, baby. Switch 2, they were going off Nintendo's schedule. We're going to go. We're going to make sure not only is the game coming out on the Switch 2, we're going to make sure the last character for the pass is coming out at that same time. So people can, when they get the Switch 2, they'll be like, oh, you know what? I could take Street Fighter 6 to go. Let me just buy the fucking, the entire fighter passes, right? With it. Hey. Is business at the end of the day. I'm not gonna knock them for it because we do have to get these games supported. They have to, they gotta get supported to keep on going, right? Yeah. But it also doesn't hurt to make your voice heard.
Apparently, Summer Games Fest is the next couple of days after that.
Ooh.
So there could be a trailer of sorts that is showing the rest of them. Who knows?
Potentially.
Yeah, because they don't do it anymore at any fighting game events. We know that.
Yeah, I know. Kind of sucks.
I missed that. Yeah.
I miss those days.
Remember Urian at ECEO? That was cool. Good time.
Yep. Yeah. So that just leads us to like the poll for this week. That's gonna wrap us up. Want you guys to let us know. Is Elena going to have healing in Street Fighter 6? I don't know. I don't know if she will. There's plenty of reasons why she might not. But just want to see who's going to be on the right, who's going to be on the camp yes, camp no, camp don't care, maybe. Either way, I'm still playing her. All good. But yeah, let us know, guys. We're going to be posting this up once again on all social media as well as on our Discord. Podcast platforms like Spotify and all will also have these polls in there for you guys to go check out. So make sure to get involved and let us know if you think Elena's going to have about 150% health instead of the usual 100. But that's going to be it, guys, for this week on this episode of Double Tap. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Once again, thanks for listening. We are taking submissions for community segments, questions, or topics that you want to get into. Make sure to hit us up about that. You can hit us up on Discord or on social media, or you can email us, doubletap@mash.gg. Let us know about the subject matter you want to get into. We can get you on the show. We've already had a couple of episodes of that and some bonus rounds before, and we have some more lined up. But if you want to get involved and talk some shop, make sure to let us know. In the meantime, though, make sure to follow my host here. Make sure to follow Static Gorilla at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms, as well as on Twitch. What are you doing there besides some TNS? You're playing some Guilty, right?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Guilty Gear. Been playing a lot of Guilty Gear. Marvel 3, obviously. Money matching people. I mean, yeah, we're getting ready for some practicing. And, just messing around Tomb Raider and stuff. Again, trying to play the game without dying on certain levels. If I die, I restart the level. Spoiler alert, I died about 4 times in one level, so you're not missing much. Just know that I probably will fall and hit a bed of spikes.
Just know it's free money for him. It's free.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. Make sure to follow me at CrashTagVS on social media platforms, but follow the show at DoubleTapFGC. Once again, YouTube, Instagram, on X, on Blue Sky. We're all there. We're posting up. If you have a chance, you guys can check out the ABCs of the FGC. Volume 1 has just finished up. If you're getting into it or just want to check out what we have dictated on the vocabulary of the fighting game scene, go look it up. We got our awesome artwork and stuff working on that. It was fun to get that project off the ground. We got Volume 2 coming up real soon. Go check that out. Make sure to follow. Well, we already said we're going to make sure to follow us on that. But make sure to join our Discord. Doubletap.gg/Discord. You want to get involved on the weekly polls. Question of the week. Just talk shop with our awesome community. Go say what's up there. Make sure to join. Say hi. We do have community events going on. Probably looking. I'll be announcing it on the week this week. Depending if how many people get on some 2XKO Alpha, maybe we'll do that this coming weekend. That'll be fun to see because we got Jinx coming out with that, so we actually get to play her. Spoilers, I played her before, so I got some dirt for you guys. But yeah, make sure to join. Once again, doubletap.gg/Discord. Join our awesome community. And hit us up, like I said, on YouTube and such. Subscribe. Check it out, the content we have going on there. We're going to have a new episode in 2 weeks, but chances are we're probably going to have another episode next week on some 2XKO. We're not going to just wait 2 weeks for that one. So be on the lookout for there. In the meantime, though, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Once again, frame advantage is a state of mind. You don't got to respect it. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.